If you are still in debt, it's time to stop using credit cards.
Mistake number 8. If you are already in debt, you can't keep using credit cards. You can't get out of the grave if you keep digging with the shovel. If you are already in debt, you can't keep using those cards to begin with. Stop using credit cards. This sounds easy, but if you have lived the majority of your adult life in debt or carrying a balance, this type of debt cycle is ingrained in your everyday existence. You can't just give up the cards. How will you ever get your cashback rewards or free airline miles after spending thousands of dollars? If you always used credit cards and that's how you handle your finances, it can be harder to quit than expected. It's not like smoking because there's no addictive drug going into your body, but I'll make the comparison anyways. Some smokers continue to smoke because of the oral fixation, or it is just something relaxing to do, knowing full well the harmful effects. Some people use credit cards even though they know it is harmful for them as well, out of habit, out of routine. You need someone or something to break this routine. For most people, that moment comes too late, when there is no more credit to use, and they have the startling realization that it will take real money to pay back the spending spree. To make things worse, it will take a hell of a lot longer and a hell of a lot more money and interest to pay back those balances than the time it took to rack up the bills in the first place. Getting to this point, or as I call it, the reality check, is usually very jarring and stressful because the person is so used to just spending and think they can deal with it all later or just pay the minimums and continue to spend because the minimum payments are so cute and small. We have already discussed in length the effects of just paying the minimums on credit card balances. Don't do it. May not live to see that balance paid off. Morbid, but true. I am fully capable of helping people get out of debt who have maxed out cards or wildly high debts. No number frightens me after what I've been through with my own family. I do, however, try to catch people earlier on, when these types of purchases are still being made and the balances are not maxed out. It's all about teaching new habits with money and putting the educational power in their hands. When people try to hard sell me on finance things that I don't need, now I just laugh and move on. It wasn't always like that for me. I had to learn how to say no and how to protect my money because everyone, everywhere, is trying to get some of it. They aren't only trying to get some of my money, they are trying to get extra money in the form of interest or ever-rising subscription costs that aren't easy to cancel. The best way I have learned to stay out of debt is by not using the things that make it easiest to get in debt. For example, credit cards. I encourage you to revisit the section on building credit without credit cards. I can't tell you how powerful that section is because it shatters the illusion or conventional wisdom that credit cards are the only way to build credit. They are just one way, and by no means the best or safest way to build credit.